Let's just dive in on the final two teams in the NBA. The finals get started. Pacers are seeking their first NBA title in franchise history and are in the finals for the first time since 2000 when they lost in 6 to Kobe and Shaq. What about the Thunder? They are seeking their first title since moving to OKC 17 years ago. They're making their first finals appearance since 2012, where they lost in 5 to the Heat's Big Three. As we welcome in our NBA reporter, Brian Windhorst, who is joining us now live from Oklahoma City. And Windy, look, it's been a remarkable season for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's led the Thunder to 80 wins this season, a 29-1 record against the Eastern Conference. What are you going to be watching closely from him in this series?
Well, I know that the Pacers get a lot of attention for their high-speed play, but actually nobody scores more in transition this postseason than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So let's remember that he can move up and down the court as fast as anybody. And Matt, let's get something out of the way right now, okay? Shai averaged 9 free throws in the regular season last year. He averaged 8 free throws in the playoffs last year. He averaged 9 free throws in the regular season this year. He's averaging 9 free throws in the playoffs this year. He's going to average 9 free throws, if not more, in the finals, okay? So just understand that's a big part of his game, and that's how he's getting to the MLB. What is the MLB? That is the new standard for what you want to do when you're a player like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who wants superstar status. That's the Michael Jordan MVP trophy. He picked that one up. The Larry O'Brien trophy, which is what every star wants. And then if you get one, you hope to get the Bill Russell Finals MVP trophy. You get those 3, and he's got one, you're in the Hall of Fame, sir. And that's what's on the table for Shai in these next 2 weeks.
That is amazing when you put it that way. At the young part of his career, he's already at this point. And the pressure of being the MVP hasn't gotten to him yet as we welcome in Iman Shumpert. And Iman, look, what should Indy's plan? It's tough to ask, it's tough to do, but what should their plan be to try to contain SGA?
The plan to contain him is kind of out. It's got to be a team effort. There's not a contain. It's got to be we're here to be aggressive and we're here to stop these driving angles. What you see out of SGA is him getting into angles that people say that he's getting a lot of foul calls, but he's getting those calls because of the angles that he's playing. He's beating people to spots, and he knows how to get that shot off. What they don't talk about is there's a lot of guys that'll play it for a foul, but he's one of those guys that plays through it and tries to make it for an and one. So when you talk about stopping him, you talk about 5 guys, everybody looking at him, somebody guarding him on the ball but sending him a certain way. Everybody knows what they're doing. We rotate and get out to the shooter on the backside.
And I don't mean any disrespect by this next comment, but there might be a lot of basketball fans or sports fans in general who didn't pay attention to Oklahoma City because of the small market. They might be seeing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the first time, and it is something to watch when you see him play, especially at this level. And Wendy, Tyrese Halliburton on the other side, he's been great for Indiana. Sorry. He's been great for Indiana, but struggled against OKC in 2 regular season games. So what did the Thunder do to limit him?
They don't let him get shots. I mean, I know that sounds very basic, but the key for Halliburton is to get points and assists. He wants both of those to get churning, to get their offense going. When he has scored 20 points, the Pacers are 7-1 in the playoffs. So he gets that number. It's a huge thing for them. He also averages 10 assists in those games. You can imagine you're talking about generating 40, 50 points. That's a huge difference maker for them. But the Thunder do such a good job of denying him mismatches, denying him easy switches so that he can get downhill. He has not been able to get a lot of high volume shots to even sniff 20 points. That would be a big goal for him. Just get like 15 or 18 shots up. That would be a good place to start.
But I think we would all agree, too, since those regular season matchups and at least playoff Halliburton has elevated his game to a completely different stratosphere. So, Iman, if he is going to help Indiana pull off the upset tonight, what must the Pacers do to get Halliburton going?
I think they just got to continue to trust him. They did a great job. What was that, game 4? Game 4. That he had a great game, and he played really, really emotionally in it. And then he had the little hiccup game, and we got to see where he was unaggressive. He was unable to get into the lane and play with guys on his back and guys on his hip. When he gets into those dangerous spots like that and everybody's comfortable, you'll see the Pacers all calm down. All of them kind of know everything's going to go right. Even if we got 5 seconds, 8 seconds on the shot clock, we just need to get it to him and get him in the middle of the floor, and something good can happen. I think that they got to continue to do that, continue to trust in him, and when he kicks the ball out, continue to put the trust in him that he sees something, he penetrated, he created something, and you could let that shot go.
Look, Las Vegas says they don't have a chance, but with two basketball brains here, I think we're in store for a remarkable series in these finals. Ryan, thank you for your insight. Iman, we'll check in with you in just a bit. Matt, Christine, back with you finally here. Game 1 of the NBA Finals between the Thunder and Pacers, 8:30 Eastern on ABC. Smaller market teams with big aspirations, which is why we bring in Udonis Haslem and our sports betting analyst Tyler Fulghum. We're going to play a little game. It's going to be called You Do or You Don't. Udonis will tell us if he agrees or disagrees with a statement. Tyler, I will let you respond to it. All right, UD, first one. You do or you don't think the Thunder will win by double digits tonight?
I do not think the Thunder will win by double digits. First and foremost, there's no guarantee that the Thunder are going to win tonight. The game has to be played in between the lines. But I think it's going to be a lot of bad basketball early. And when I say bad basketball, I say these are two young teams. You got to get through the jitters. So I think it's going to be a lot of wide open shots, but I think those shots are going to be missed shots. And early on, offense is going to struggle.
I disagree with you, D, here. The spread is 9.5 points, Thunder favored at home. So for them to cover, they have to win by double digits. And I think it will happen, UD. I think it'll happen, Matt. The reason being is that defense is dominant. This team is just at home, unbelievable. They've got 40-point wins this postseason. And if you look at a trend we've seen in NBA Finals over the last 20 years, 17 of the 20 teams hosting Game 1 at home have covered the spread, and they're beating it by an average of 5 points a game. So I think the Pacers will be frisky. I just don't think it'll be in Game 1.
I will say I'm sick and tired of the Pacers slander. I mean, just stop it. I don't even have a dog in a fight. I'm tired of it. All right, topic 2, UD.
Yeah, why? Give him a chance.
Right. Why even play it then? You do or you don't think Tyrese Halliburton will lead the Pacers in scoring tonight?
I do not think Tyrese Halliburton will lead the Pacers. We have to give Pascal Siakam his flowers. It's the reason why he was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, 25 a game, 52 from the field, 50% from three. He's efficient. He gets it done. He's the one guy I feel like in the half court in this series will have an advantage no matter who guards him. So I agree. I do not agree. I think it will be Pascal Siakam that will lead him in scoring tonight.
Yeah, I agree with UD in this instance that Tyrese Halliburton is not the player we want to target for production. So the bet I would make is that Halliburton is under 26.5 points plus assists.
And assists.
Add those up. Well, 2 games against the Thunder defense this year, Halliburton's averaging 11 points and 5.5 assists per game. Quick math, that's only 16.5. He's 10 under what he'd need against this specific defense in the 2 meetings this season. So, again, when I think the Thunder are going to win and cover, I think that defense is going to show up, and I think that defense is going to feast against Tyrese Halliburton.
All right, our slander continues. Next topic. You do or you don't think SGA will score at least 30 points tonight?
I definitely think SGA is going to score at least 30 points tonight. He's averaged 39 a game against these guys in 2 games. I do think Nembhard and Naismith will pose a threat. They had a lot of practice going against Brunson, a ball-dominant guy who gets in the paint, gets to his spots, very crafty once he gets inside there. But I don't think they'll stop him or slow him down. Taking him from 39 to below 30 is a big ask, so I think he'll definitely get his 30 tonight.
All right, so I agree and disagree with you, D. Let me explain why. 30-plus points, he's almost an automatic for that. But his point prop, if I was going to bet his point prop, which is 33.5, I'd go under that tonight.
Okay.
Because I think the Thunder are going to win by double digits. I think they're going to have a comfortable fourth quarter lead. So I don't know if he's going to play his full allotment of minutes. So I think he might get to 30, 31, 32, which he hasn't gone over 33 in any game 1 of any series in this playoffs. But I don't think he goes over his prop and gives us 34 plus. That's just a big, big number in a game that I think is maybe not close in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I'll let you choose both because you made a good point.
Yeah.
The 33.5 is under, but over this
we can middle it.
We can win
okay? Both.
Bonus one, UD. You do or you don't want to hang out with us in Bristol all summer?
Not all summer, but I'll pull up on you guys.
Fair enough. I wouldn't want to either. Udonis, thank you so much. Fulghum, great stuff.
SGA playing like an MVP. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going back to the NBA Finals. Halliburton, a 3 and goal! For the first time in 25 years, are going to the NBA Finals. Let's buckle up and get ready.
I think we're in store for a good one as we welcome in NBA reporter Tim Bontemps, NBA analyst Iman Shumpert back with us. And Tim, Chet Holmgren missed the 2 regular season matchups against the Pacers. He's been great on the defensive end in these playoffs. What can you tell us about OKC's plans for both Holmgren and their other bigs in this series?
Well, first off, Matt, I want to echo what you and Christine both said about Jay Harris. Really hope that he comes through everything okay and we see him back on the air soon. And as for this series and as for Chet Holmgren's role, and it is going to be fascinating to see how he and Isaiah Hartenstein match up with the Indiana Pacers in this series. The Thunder obviously have the best defense in the league. They've got an incredible array of talent that can play in virtually any style. And that includes having both Holmgren and Hartenstein out on the court together and each of them out there individually at the 5. And we saw in the last round when the Pacers played the New York Knicks, at times they just had Mitchell Robinson and Karl Towns out there. And midway through the series, they switched to having both of them out there to make up for some of Towns' defensive issues. In this series, both Holmgren and Hartenstein are 2 of the elite defensive bigs in the league. So having a place for them to attack is not something Indiana's going to have. And it's going to be interesting to see whether they put Holmgren on Pascal Siakam, whether they put him on Miles Turner, whether they use him as a help defender. The Thunder just have so many different ways they can go, and Holmgren's going to be right in the middle of all the things they try to do to slow this incredible Pacers offense down.
Yeah, I got to agree. The way Holmgren has been able to come in here and keep the train on the track, so to speak, offensively, and then defensively be able to get in passing lanes, alter shots, and it doesn't matter who he's guarding. He does an incredible job of being on the ball and trying to keep a high hand, but on offense is where he's really going to get it going. If I'm Chet Holmgren and I'm watching at home and I'm seeing Karl Anthony Towns do what he just did to the Pacers, all I'm thinking about is putting my head down and going to put one up off the glass, and we've seen him do that time and time again. Spin pivot, all in the lane right there, and have different finishes. So I'm expecting a lot out of him. As far as Isaiah, I love how he plays. I think he plays like a classic big man, and I think that's great for this series. I think Miles Turner plays a lot of those reminiscent roles on defense, but when you see him on offense, he does the step-off thing. I think that Hartenstein plays right behind the defense, plays right there on that baseline, lets you make a mistake, and he comes in and he dunks things. He comes in there and he creates second-chance opportunities. And when you have that with a team like the Thunder have, with the depth that they have, all those extra shots, they're going to make you pay.
Iman, stay there for a minute, because I want to put you inside the Pacers locker room as a Pacers player, and all we keep hearing about is being an underdog and they've got no chance in this series. What are you thinking if you're a Pacers player hearing all of this, that you really don't have a chance to win?
Well, first and foremost, I was a former Knick, and the Pacers actually sent me home, so it's kind of tough to be in their locker room. But understanding where the question is coming from, if you're sitting in that locker room, what you have to understand is the odds being against you have nothing to do with it. Your mission doesn't change from when you had the mission in the Eastern Conference. What you have to do is you have to come in here and you have to try and steal one. You know it's hard for people to come in and steal one on the road. We all understand that SGA is the MVP. We understand the emotions are high and everything's going on, but you have to focus. You have to understand that if things go wrong, we have to understand who we are and how we're going to lose. And if you can deal with that and then understand that when you get back home, you could win 2 games and have that confidence that you can win 2 games, then everything can go great. I really want to see if the Indiana Pacers can try and steal game 1, because that could alter the series.
That's it.
But,
it's an awesome point.
You know,
it's going to be hard to do in Oklahoma City. And Iman, stay there, and Tim, you follow up. Give us your prediction for the series, Iman.
Oh, I got a gentleman's sweep, OKC.
Okay, Bontemps?
Yeah, Matt, I'm going Thunder in 5. Obviously, these are 2 fascinating teams in terms of the Pacers' ability to really score. Thunder have the best defense in the league. It's a strength-on-strength matchup, but I think Oklahoma City does things just a little bit better than the Pacers. I think the Thunder should get their first title in OKC, but should be an awesome series to watch.
In 5 games. Give me 6, give me 7, make this fun. You can hear more from Iman starting at 8 Eastern on Hoop Streams, live on the ESPN app, and streaming on ESPN YouTube and a Facebook page. And you can hear more of Tim on SportsCenter throughout the finals and on the Hoop Collective podcast. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Them down, try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, ESPN.